Hey now, what is up everybody? My name is Mike Brown, aka ReviewkingMB, and I have decided to do yet another buy or sell video. And I know that Spider-Man Homecoming is coming out pretty soon, and I'm very excited for it. I am. But let's just for a second think, what if? And I'm not even saying that I would rather this to happen, but what if we got the Amazing Spider-Man 3 film that we were supposed to get, that Sony was planning? I love the fact that Marvel got Spider-Man back and that Marvel is involved in the Spider-Man movies at this point. So sure, things have worked out for the better, but I'm also somebody who doesn't hate the Amazing Spider-Man movies. The first one, yeah, maybe they shouldn't have dealt so much with the origin as quickly removed as we were from the original series. It's just that wasn't the best move, and some people hate the Amazing Spider-Man 2. I don't love it, but I don't hate it either. There's a lot of hate for that. So if you did do a third movie, it would once again probably be directed by Mark Webb, and Andrew Garfield would come back as Spider-Man / Peter Parker. And some people hate on Andrew Garfield as well. I love Tom Holland, who we have now, and I even love Tobey Maguire because that's what I grew up on. But Andrew Garfield, I thought, brought something very different and unique to the Spider-Man character. Sure, maybe his Peter Parker wasn't traditional Peter Parker that we're all used to, but I did like some aspects of his Peter Parker, but I mostly liked his Spider-Man. People love how Tom Holland Spider-Man is more jokey and wisecracky and more teenager-like. And yes, it's great. But Andrew Garfield Spider-Man had those qualities as well. He was very funny. He was very goofy. He did bring the fun when he was Spider-Man. And that's what I liked about the character. So I think those aspects would still be there with him. But let's not forget that Gwen Stacy tragically died in Amazing Spider-Man 2, and so you could say that we didn't get enough time of him grieving with that, dealing with that. So this third movie, you have to spend time with him, being emotional about it, blaming himself, and I think some people would say, oh, it's too much angst stuff, but like this, you just can't gloss over. She was such an important part of his life and him as a character. And him blaming himself for her death, I just think that would be great story, great things for Garfield to act, which we know that he's a good actor and stuff that's removed from Spider-Man. Also, it would be cool to have the beginning of the movie see him dealing with a lesser villain like Hammerhead. Just at the very, very beginning, it's how the movie starts. Him dealing with Hammerhead, it'd be cool to see him in live action, but it's not a character, a villain that we're so invested in to where it has to be done perfectly. It's just something for him to fight, something to establish the world a little bit more. And I would love if you could say it's been a few years since the last movie, so yeah, he's still grieving about Gwen Stacy, but you can have Aunt May, who's still played by Sally Fields, who I thought was great. She can try to get him to meet this nice young girl that lives next door, that is the daughter or niece of her friend, and we can call her Mary Jane. And so it can just be a cool reference, a cool way to basically redo the same thing from the comic book of Aunt May trying to get Peter Parker to meet this girl Mary Jane, and by this point we, the audience, would know that who she is and she's supposed to be hot and this and that, but you could still have Garfield saying, no, I'm not interested. And it's not because of maybe he doesn't think she'll be pretty, but it'll be because he might not think he's ready yet because of Gwen. And I would like to see that dynamic. Now you can cast Shailene Woodley as Mary Jane. I know that was the original plan, at least before she had to drop out and she was cut out of the second movie and all of this stuff. But at this point, if it happened, you could cast her as that. I don't know who else I would cast for her. If you have suggestions, let me know in the comments below. Who would you want to be Mary Jane? But right now, I'm just sticking with Shailene Woodley. You could see that she does meet Peter Parker at some point, and maybe just have them start off as friends. So you don't have to rush some romantic side plot. You don't have to force that because of how great Garfield and Emma Stone's chemistry was. You don't want to compare that so quick, but you can have them be good friends. You can have her show some interest in wanting to date Peter, but you don't have to go too hard on it. And then you could have a really nice moment where Peter eventually opens up to her and tells her about Gwen and tells her what happened and tells her why he's not ready for anything more than that. And that would be a nice moment, I feel like. As far as villains for this movie, you could do the Hobgoblin. And I just think it would be cool because instead of redoing Green Goblin over and over like we seem to be prone to do, I think I love the Goblin aesthetic. I love the glider. I think they could do something different with his look, not make it so robotic and mechanical, but maybe more traditional comic book. But this time it's the Hobgoblin, so you can keep the identity a mystery, and you could have this thing of, is this Harry again? Is Norman back from the dead? Or is it somebody else? I think that would be fun to play with, an actual mystery on who the villain is. The actual villain could be like from the comic books, this guy, Roderick Kingsley, who was a billionaire that was obsessed with the Osbournes. He becomes so obsessed that he just wants to recreate everything that they did, be just like them. You could do that, or you could just change it to another villain. It could be Ned Leeds from the comic books or Jason McKendall. Like, you could do anything that you want, but I think the possibilities are interesting. Or you could do another villain. Is there another villain? I mean, obviously, like Venom and Carnage are the go-to ones, but do you want to rush into that yet? Do you want to, like, just screw that up like Sony did before? So I'm trying to be more realistic, trying to be more practical, and trying to do a Goblin that's different. I think the end of the movie could be Peter and Mary Jane finally kissing. The very, very, like, last shot of the movie, maybe, or something like that. It moves the story forward. It tries to deal more with character stuff. Maybe, obviously, the action's going to be there and going to be fun, but I don't want to boggle too many villains and throw too many stuff in there. So, guys, let me know in the comments below. Would you buy Amazing Spider-Man 3, whether it's my version, or do you have a better story, better script, better actors casted? Would you want to see this movie at all? Or you're just like, no, you're glad it never happened. It's best not to happen, which I do see that point as well. So guys, let me know in the comments below, buy or sell. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Later!